So one thing we can do now is that we can fix the webbing in between the finger. So if I show you this picture, okay, so what I mean by the webbing is this area in between the finger. So if you look at the picture, the nature of this shape is kind of like triangulish. So in this location, it is okay to have a triangular shape. Okay. Now, if you're like me, you already make or connect the finger to the palm already. Then it's kind of like more difficult to fix the webbing. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to separate the finger, then we're gonna connect later. After you finish with the webbing. Okay. I kind of forget to fix the webbing in the first place. So if you like me, you already like connect the finger. Okay, you probably need to do separate the finger. Okay, so let's separate all this finger. Then we're gonna connect them later. Okay, so I'm going to use these separate or maybe extract. Okay, and now the fingers are separated. Okay, so we're gonna press H to hide it. Okay, and show this wireframe. Okay, now I'm going to use the split cut right here. So that's where the webbing are going to happen. Okay, so it is going to be like that. Okay, you can actually do this process before you even connect to the finger, which I supposed to be doing in the previous video. So maybe it's an easier process for you guys. Okay. That. Okay, so this webbing will be there in between the finger, so you have more or better paint weight distribution later when it comes to rigging. So that. Okay, so I'm going to hide back the fingers. Okay, see, as mentioned before, this process maybe is much easier if you do it before you actually connect the finger. Okay, now since you're already done that, okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to extrude these 2 times. So 1 time, then 2 times. Now at the same time, we're going to make another triangle at the bottom. Okay, then we're going to merge. Maybe snap it first before we merge. We're going to merge. Okay, so you probably can guess where the fingers are supposed to connect. So the fingers are going to be connected here. Alright, well, let's close up all the gaps before you connect with the fingers. Okay, so it's somewhere there. So let's create the triangle here. Oops. There's one more, so it's right here. Away. Or you can use bridge if you want. Same thing. Bridge. Change that to 1. Right. Then we're going to show the fingers again. Okay. Now, this one we need to delete. Okay, so I'm pressing Shift and then Control Shift and left double click it so it goes around. Because it's already connected and it's much easier for me to extrude than to fix this area. So I'm going to delete all these ones. Again, I'm just going to extrude one more time. Okay, so I'm going to snap this to that. Snap this to that. Right. So I have kind of an extra area in between all the fingers. or if you want, you can snap first and insert edge loop once you finish snapping. It's the same thing. This snap there. Alright, and you can insert the same thing. Okay, so let's do the other one. Make sure you connect to the correct vertex. Just rotate your model around to see if everything is okay, and they are connected in the same. Okay, so this one. Undo. Right, one more. Okay, then we can select all the object, and we can combine. Right, and don't forget to merge your vertex. 0.1, yep. And we can get the history, and we can check if everything is okay. Right, so now you have a hand with a better definition of the webbing. So the webbing now have an extra space in here. Okay, there and there. Okay, now so this hand is not done. So there's a lot of refining we have to do, especially with the thumb. The thumb shape still kind of messed up, right? So you can yeah, refining the thumb by just like moving around the vertex. The thumb is still a bit too flat, so we need to make it a little bit fatter. Right, so I'm using a lot of average vertices, and around this area we usually add 2 or 3 more lines, maybe two more line, because that's where the major articulation, which is the wrist. So if you don't have enough line, then when it comes to pen weighting, it's very hard to distribute the pen weight. Okay, so I usually add at least like, so you have like 1 line here, 2 line, and 3 line, so it can have a better pen weight distribution later for rigging. Okay, so the idea of the modeling is that all the faces that you model here, they kind of roughly have the same shape, so you don't want like one face to have a bigger one as compared to his other friend. So you all want the uniform pen weight distribution. Okay, that's why I'm adding this line here, kind of like give me a better distribution for later. Okay, so these. Okay, now as you can see here, I have kind of like a very smooth preview here around these wrist and the palm and the thumb area. When it comes to fingers, there is this rough a preview or a presentation there. So what you can do is that you can select this object and you can go to display, mesh display, and you can go to soften edge, right? That kind of give you like a more smooth preview if you want your object to be reviewed in a smooth preview, and if you want your object to be previewed in hard surface, right? You can go but choose hard edges. So it kind of give you more blocky representation. Okay, so it's really up to you. But in this case, I'm going to choose soft edge, soften edge. Right, so there's still a more refining that you have to do, especially like all these vertex where they're supposed to be smooth, right? So I'm just gonna stop the video and kind of like smooth out all these vertex, so it's not going oh yeah too blocky. Maybe like, so I'm looking at like this, maybe not too yeah, like that, just a little bit of nudge. Maybe I can even push this down so I can have better distribution. And yeah, just arranging some of these lines. Maybe add more line here. And again, once you add line, you probably want to like distribute. Okay, so from this onward, there is no major change to the finger or to the palm. So all is just about averaging and then like refining shape of the hand. Okay, so there's a fix need to be done here.